this might be, I'm now realising, the worst video idea I've ever had. Hi, I'm Claudia and I'm 100% manifesting Buddy canon in season 9B. If Buddy doesn't go canon in 2026, I might go insane. So really I'm doing this for my own sanity here. But to help with my manifestation, I'm going to make a Buck and Eddie Christmas tree decoration. Really, I'm just doing this because I thought it'd be funny to make this and then put it on my tree and see how long it takes my parents to notice. But we're saying it's for Buddy canon because everything is for Buddy canon these days. Everything I do is for Buddy canon at this point. I'm so deep in the Buddy hole that there is no way out. And the fun part of filming this video is I'm on a timer. My sister's currently out. She said she'd be home within the next like 40 minutes. On top of that, it's December in the UK, which means the sun starts setting about 3 o'clock. It's currently 2:20. If this goes on too long, you will not be able to see me anymore. So we've got to hope we get this done before the sun goes down. I also have not done any like arts and crafts thing since I was in year 9 when I still did art lessons. So I was 14, I'm almost 21. This isn't going to be good. Anyway, my plan is to do these little like origami people paper chains. I'll put a picture on screen right now. But it's just going to be like 2 people, so I'll have like Buck and Eddie, if that makes sense. I did study the instructions for this for about 2 minutes. So let's hope that was enough. Anyway, I have a piece of paper to obviously make them. And originally when I came up with this plan, I thought, oh, I know, I'll use those old cookie cutters we have that are shaped like people from when we made gingerbread men, and I'll like draw around one of those. This is the cookie cutter. I went and found it today. It's like not the shape I was hoping for it to be, so we're just like using this for vibes. It's also massive and I kind of wanted to be kind of inconspicuous about putting this on the tree, so we need it to be like this size. So this is just for vibes and maybe like head shape. And I also borrowed a book from my mum's office so I could like lean on something, so we're doing this with Charles first. Okay, according to what I remember, the first step is to make like a concertina accordion shape out of your piece of paper, so I'm going to do that. How wide? I think like that wide? Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. So you do that and then you fold it back on itself, I think. Now we only need 2 people, so technically I only really needed to do that once, but I've done it twice, so then we get 4 people, I think. So now it looks a bit like this, and then on this bit I'm going to draw my little person and cut it out, I hope. Ironically, I forgot to grab a normal pencil, so we're just going to do it with one of the colour pencils I brought for later. That looks awful. Okay, I am not an artist and it is showing so much. I think I'm actually going to start with the hands because hand needs to be on the fold to make sure it actually joins up with each other, right? So if we draw like an arm, okay, the left arm is a bit long, but I don't think that shape is awful. I don't know if you can even really see it. You kind of can, I think, but I'm going to like try and make it a bit better. Okay, this is like the first test, so I'm going to try and cut this out and see how it goes. I think this might be, I'm now realising, the worst video idea I've ever had. Because I'm not an artist. Last time I did art at school was before I did my GCSEs, and I'm almost 21 years old, so that was a long time ago. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do another set because I've just ripped part of the leg. But that's fine, this was the test anyway. Why didn't I choose to make paper snowflakes? I can do that. I'm good at that. People, I've never done this in my life. This was such a horrific idea. Okay, I've cut like half the head off. But you know, we move. Is that it? Oh my god, it's out. Let's see, did I do this right or did I do it horrifically wrong? Oh my god, it's actually kind of right. I made 3 little people. They're not great, I will admit, but at least we know I'm on the right track, and now I have spares, which is the best thing. Oh my god, there is paper everywhere. Okay, round 2. I think I'm gonna make the folds a little bit thinner because I think I had a bit too much room last time. There we go. Fold it again. Okay, that side has to be an arm because they've got to hold hands. I'm also going to change what pencil I'm using because I could not see that one, so I'm going to pick green instead. My artistic talents are usually exclusive to stickmen, so I think I'm going to go with kind of a stickman-y vibe with these ones and not try as hard as I did last time around. The necks that I don't know what to do with. Let me look at my example. Well, he has more like shoulder vibes. I don't have a shoulder vibe. So do I want the heads to be like disproportionately large? That's actually much better. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that because the green probably doesn't show up as well as the brown one did, but that one's better than the last time. Actually, I don't think I need to make any changes, so it's time to cut. Again, this is the scary bit. What if I do it like this way first? So I like cut the bottom off. That way I'm dealing with less paper. Maybe this will be easier. Who knows? Like, these are not going to be perfect, but I'd like them to be a bit neater than they were the first time around, if at all possible. Plus, if this time doesn't work, I think I might run out of time. So I don't think I really have a choice here. I haven't even thought about how I'm attaching these to the tree. I need to find some string somewhere. I don't know where we keep our string. I'm also definitely going to accidentally stab myself with scissors at some point if I'm not more careful. Am I going to start being more careful? Probably not. Okay, we have the top of the head cut out. That's better than nothing. I think what this is teaching me is children must be much better at this than I am. Or maybe they just all have templates for this kind of thing, and I'm doing it freehand, so mine's harder. I also need to start thinking about what kind of design I want to do Buck and Eddie in. I think I'm going to do them in their turnouts, just because that's kind of a little bit easier clothing-wise for me. Like, it's all just mostly black with a little bit of like yellow stripes here and there. I do want it on the back to say their names though, which might be hard. I mean, finding the coloured pencils was an experience, I have to say. I have not used coloured pencils since I was literally probably about like 10. I know I had to have them for secondary school, like they had to be in my bag, but I don't really remember like using them properly. I think the only time we would use them is in like French or Spanish when we had to like learn the colours, and that was it. And I dropped Spanish after year 7 and I dropped French after year 9, so it's been a long time. The reason why I dropped both languages is because they did like a test thing in my year for year 7s where they were like, at the end of year 7, you get to drop one of the 3 languages. So I dropped Spanish because I'd done the other 2 at primary school. And then at GCSE, you had to do a language. And originally I planned to do both the 2 left, which were French and Latin. Yes, I did Latin at school. But the other option I picked was computer science. And one of the French classes at the same time as computer science, and the other French class was at the same time as Latin. So I had to change something. And French had a speaking exam, which I didn't want to do. I was not good at public speaking as like a 14-year-old. So that was like my worst nightmare. And in Latin, you didn't have to do a speaking exam. In fact, there wasn't even a listening exam. There wasn't like a lot of things. One of the papers was just on ancient history. So I took Latin instead and swapped French for history, which was actually a great idea because I ended up taking history at A-level. This has just become like Claudia tells stories about her school experience while she cuts out little people from a piece of paper. So I hope you're enjoying this. I'm just doing the last arm. Moment of truth. Do the people look half decent? Oh. Yay! Oh my god, they actually do. I don't know why it's split into 2 sets of 2, but for my purposes, that actually works great. This one has the drawing on, so I think I'm going to do this one, which doesn't have the drawing on. I know the heads are kind of misshapen, but I don't think that's that bad. Now it's colouring time, so I found my old coloured pencils from school. I say coloured pencils, these are actually watercolour pencils, but I couldn't find my actual coloured pencils, so these are probably way too nice for what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna use them anyway. I also found my old felt tips from school, which I actually use more. We had to like make posters and stuff, so I use felt tips a lot. And then I have these like cheap coloured pencils, which I found in a box downstairs. And from the other stuff in that box, I'm pretty sure these were my primary school set. So I have not touched these since I was about 11 years old. At least I assume they're my primary school set. My mum's one of those mums who insisted we got everything new for secondary school. So I'm pretty sure I got a new set of colour pencils for secondary school. And those weren't these ones. These ones were watercolour pencils, which were in like the art kit. Did anyone else's school also have an art kit that was in like a giant A3 folder and you had to drag it around with you? It was so awful. I'm going to start with the heads because I feel like that's going to be easy. I'm going to start with Buck. So I've got this pink because I don't really have any like skin colours for either of them. So we're just going to have to make do. Lightly shading in Buck's face. Good thing as well that the book I picked to rest on has a plastic cover on it, so I won't accidentally draw my mum's book. I'm also just going to do a line at the edge and then a little bit of shading so it looks like they have hands. Oh, the poor lighting is coming back to bite me. I mean, I really should have guessed that, but you know, here we are. I also brought my felt tips. I don't think I'm going to use them because I don't want to have like super strong colours on here. But I thought if I'm going to be like colouring in a giant like black turnout, I think I'm going to need them. Now for Buck's hair, what colour should I use? I have this like cool kind of brown. Hold on, let me get my piece of paper back. Let me test them on here. That's way too dark. Okay. What about this brown? That's much lighter. Okay, this is our Buck's hair colour. And some people say Buck has like blonde hair. Some people say he has brown hair. I say it's kind of in the middle. Closer to brown, I think. I don't think it's quite as blonde as mine is. Obviously, I don't know for sure because I've never met Oliver Stark. I'm also just going to like colour in the back in little circles. I'm also giving Buck curls because, you know, curly hair Buck That's what we all want from life. I don't know if it really looks super curly, but I'm colouring it in little circles to hopefully give the impression that it is. And these colouring pencils are awful because they're supposed to be used for watercolours. That's Buck's face done. Now let's do Eddie's. The brown I was using before, is this it? Where's my test piece gone? No, that's like maroon. So the Buck's hair colour was what I originally planned to use for Eddie's skin colour, because everything else is way too dark. Like, this is going to be his hair colour. So I think we're just going to go with it and hope and pray. These watercolour pencils are barely showing up on this paper. Oh god, have I made a mistake doing this? Is this video never going to see the light of day? Okay, hands are coloured in. Now Eddie's hair, so we're going to do the dark brown for. So let me just colour in the back of his head with a hair colour, because we know that's going to be that colour. Oh, this one's a lot darker. Good thing I use this for Eddie's hair and not Buck's, because this would not look right for Buck's hair. And I think the washing machine's done, and my sister asked me to get something out of that. But it's going to have to wait, and if she asks, I'll say I forgot about it, or I didn't hear it. She's never going to know the difference. It's fine. Okay, good enough. Where's my black coloured pencil? Black one, black one, black one. This one? Yes, this is black. Okay, turnout time. I need to get a picture up. Do I really need a picture? I know about where I'm going to put yellow stripes. I think I just put the yellow stripes in, see if it looks right, and then we come back to that. You know, we're going to have yellow stripe just before the boots, and we're going to have yellow stripe on the sleeve, and then I'll probably have a yellow stripe down the front. Yeah, that looks about right. Oh my god, it's actually starting to look like firefighter clothes. This is a miracle. Should I be thanking my art teachers right now? Probably not. I mean, they didn't really do much for me. One of my art teachers was amazing, Miss Kane. I loved her. She was also my form tutor for a year, and she was the best. She was our form tutor in year 8, and if you don't know, at British schools, in year 8 is when you get your first, like, in-school vaccines. And my school, because it was an all-girls school, the HPV vaccine was like a big deal because everyone went and got it, and we were all like terrified of getting vaccines, because before that, the last like vaccine you get is when you're like a baby. So no one remembered what it was like, and we were all kind of terrified of having to do it like at school. If I do that, does it make it look like, oh yeah, that actually makes it look like trousers and a top? Look at that. So I'm telling these stories, I'm actually getting somewhere. But she just told us that we would all be fine, it was chill, and not to worry about it. And she also told us it wouldn't hurt a bit, which was kind of a lie, because it kind of did hurt. But I appreciate her telling us that it wouldn't hurt. And she very much stressed the importance of like actually getting the vaccine. She was like, even if it does hurt a bit, it's worth it to have the vaccine, which was so important, especially in all-girls school. And she was just really chill the entire year. She used to let us sit and play on our phones in form time, which we were not supposed to do. She mainly taught textiles, not art. Yeah, all-girls school, we had to learn how to sew. We didn't even have DT, which is like what most schools do in the UK, which is like woodworking and stuff. We didn't have a DT department, we just did textiles. We're both in turnouts, we're getting somewhere. And I remember she liked me because I knew how to work the sewing machines, because I'd grown up sewing a lot with my grandma, and also I could read instructions pretty well. So she used to like get me to help everyone, and then she gave me a really good grade at the end of it, which I appreciated considering I was not taking textiles for GCSE. Okay, now I've got to write L A F D. D as, how am I going to fit Buckley along here? You can kind of see Buckley. I mean, it's not the prettiest handwriting in the world, but I've got limited space here. But back to my old teacher, she was the best. I loved her. Miss Kane, if you ever see this, you were the best. I don't even know if she still works at my old school, because she was like getting old when I left, so she might have retired by now. I think she knew that we all liked her. She was like the best art teacher. The other art teacher wasn't like bad, but she was just more into like getting everyone to actually do art, whereas Miss Kane understood that some of us didn't particularly enjoy art. And then I saw her again actually when I was in year 11, because after I hurt my back, I got out of PE for like the entirety of year 11. So I got to go and sit in the art class that was going on at the same time and just do revision, which was so much fun. Sometimes Miss Kane would get me to like help her out with stuff, but not very often. This was like COVID times, so we weren't even in an art room. We were in like just a random English classroom, because that was where my bubble was. She would offer me like a cushion for my seat sometimes, and I was like, no, I don't need a cushion for my seat. Like, I can get hurt my back, but at that point we didn't know how bad it was. So she was just lovely. She would also like never care about like the quality of your homework, I guess. Like, I was never the best at art, so my homework did not look good, but she never cared. She was like, yeah, you tried your best, so it's like good, even if it's not in proportion, this jug you drew. They would try to make all of us like think we were artists, which we were not. And like those of us who weren't artists did not take art further than GCSE. Well, not like GCSE further than year 9, but they tried. Okay, you can't really see the writing super well, but I have put their names on the back of their turnouts. I think that's actually it, apart from their faces, which I might do in pen. So I'm not sure how good the black coloured pencil is going to look. I'm going to try. Yeah, no, that looks awful. Hold on, let me get a pen. I have a pen. So, FaceTime. Oh my god, this is so dumb. But look, they have little faces now. I think I'm actually done. I'm actually kind of happy with them. They do look like a 7-year-old drew them, but that is about how good my artistic capabilities are. So honestly, this is probably my best work. Oh my god, there's so much paper everywhere. I do need to find some way to attach these to the tree, but I fear trying to find string is going to take forever. So this is where I'm going to end this video. I'll put a picture here if I manage to get them on the tree. But yeah, this is what they look like from the front, and this is what they look like from the back. And they will hopefully be going on my tree to manifest Buddy Cannon in season 9B, or at least in 2026 at this point. I'll take anything. If you can't tell, this has kind of been a weird video for me to make. I don't typically make videos like this, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and maybe subscribe. I typically post a bunch of like fan fiction, fandom, 911 related content, so if you like that kind of thing, you'll probably like my other videos. And if you want more videos like this, I don't know what else I do, but if you do, leave a comment down below and I'll try and come up with some ideas. I mean, the reason I did this is because I wanted to do some kind of like Christmassy related video, and I did a video about Christmas fanfics last year and I didn't want to just like redo that, so this is what I came up with. If you want to see more content from me, there'll be links down below to my Twitter and TikTok pages where I post all about fanfiction or 911, and I post new TikToks all about fanfiction literally every single day, so if you like that kind of stuff, you'll probably enjoy what I do over there. And finally, this is probably going to be my last video of the year, so to all of you out there who watch my videos this year, thank you so much. It means more to me than you'll probably ever know. Whether you found me last week or you found me a year ago, just thank you for just enjoying my content, I guess. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic holiday season and a lovely 2026 when we eventually get there. A 2026 which hopefully will include Buddy Cannon. So yeah, I've been Claudia, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll hopefully see you all soon. Bye!